Ring Out Podcast. I go by the name of Papo Jr. Appreciate you clicking on the video. What's going on, man? WWE Records that will never be broken. This video is by Tap Out Corner. Shout out to them, man. Put the link in the description of the video so I can check them out for yourself uninterrupted, because I do a lot of talking. Alright? All that good stuff, man. Shout out to Tap Out Corner. Let's see what we got. What kind of records that will never be broken? I'm interested in this video. Yee. I will never do that again. My bad, yo. Anything else, bro? Nah, man. Watch alongs. I'm here. Join your boy, bro. Fridays, PLEs, all in pay-per-view. I'll be here. Evolution pay-per-view. I'll be here. Alright? Join your boy, man. Appreciate y'all. Let's get it, man.
From the fastest match.
Wait a minute, roll up by Aaliyah's shoulders are down, Aaliyah wins! Holy hell!
You could have kicked
To the
out.
youngest
Stop
wrestler,
it.
these are WWE records that'll never be broken.
Garbage. I don't
but
care what
first,
anybody
let's talk
says.
about a record nobody wants to break. In 2003, WWE signed a wrestler named Steve Chamberlain. Chamberlain sadly lost his right leg in a motorcycle accident, but after years of hard work, everything paid off when he got a WWE contract. However, it turned out to be a mistake. See, WWE did want a one-legged wrestler on their roster, just not Steve Chamberlain.
Yeah, it was Zach Gowen they had. Wait, what was this about? Hold on.
They actually meant to sign Zach Gowen, a wrestler who had also lost his leg. Once WWE realized they had signed the wrong guy, they ended Chamberlain's contract. This gave Steve the unfortunate record of having the shortest WWE career, lasting just 7 days.
Wait, so there were two wrestlers and they signed the wrong guy. They were supposed to sign this guy instead of Zach Gowen.
And he wrestled 0 matches. On the flip side, Kane holds the record for wrestling.
I think they made the better choice. Zach Gowen and the Brock Lesnar. Oh my God. Brock Lesnar did not give a an ish at all, bro. Brock Lesnar destroyed that kid, man. And I remember that when I was a kid watching that. Bro, he did not give a damn, bro. Threw him off the steps when he was sitting on the wheelchair. Oh, left him a bloody mess in the match in front of his mom. His mom was sketchless, bro.
More matches than any WWE wrestler. The Big Red Machine wrestled a whopping 2,824 matches in his entire WWE career. While some wrestlers put in the mud,
is that including Isaac Yankem or just Kane?
Others make history in just a few seconds. In 2000, Taz wanted a match against Chris Jericho and Jerry Lawler. The Raw commissioner, Mick Foley, agreed and put Taz in a tag team match against Jericho and Lawler. Foley also chose Taz's tag team partner, Midian, which led to this. Dude got beat in 2 seconds, which set a record for the shortest match in WWE history.
How you get beat in 2 seconds if the pin count is 3 seconds?
On the flip side, over 17 years later, fans witnessed the longest match.
So the match is
when
still
Seth Rollins,
going
John
to this
Cena,
day.
Roman Reigns, Elias, Finn Balor, The Miz, and Braun Strowman faced off in a gauntlet match. While Braun was the ultimate winner, all 7 of these men were part of history. From start to finish, this match lasted 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 55 seconds, making it the longest match in WWE history. While that is pretty long, it's not nearly as long as what Roman Reigns did.
This was hold on. Was this a gauntlet match? Hold on. My bad, y'all. I was thinking about how is this the shortest WWE match? The pinfall is 3 seconds, and you say it's 2 seconds this match lasted. Okay. Fuck out of here.
Shortest match in WWE history. On the flip side, over 17 years later, fans witnessed the longest match when Seth Rollins, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Elias, Finn Balor, The Miz, and Braun Strowman faced off in a gauntlet match. While Braun was the ultimate winner, all 7 of these men were part of history. From start to finish, this match lasted 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 55 seconds, making it the longest match in WWE history. While that is pretty long, it's not nearly as long as what Roman Reigns did. You see, the head of the table was WWE World Champion for 1,316 days, or about 3.5 years.
Those are great
That's
times.
impressive.
I'm sorry.
But he still isn't the longest reigning world champion, though. In 1963,
those
Bruno
were great
Sammartino
times,
defeated
man.
Buddy Rogers to become the WWE World Champion. However, it wouldn't be until 1971 41 that Bruno finally lost it. That gave San Martino a world title reign of 2,803 days, or 7 years and 9 months. To put that in perspective, the time from Stone Cold Steve Austin's WWE debut to his retirement match at WrestleMania 19 was only 2,660 days. But who holds the record for the shortest world title reign? Well, you would be surprised.
Is this the Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus? Don't remember which WrestleMania was it. I think it was WrestleMania in Orlando. Daniel Bryan kisses AJ Lee. Bro kick, 1, 2, 3. That's the new champ.
In 1988,
No?
Hulk
Okay.
Hogan and Andre the Giant had a rematch after their iconic WrestleMania 3 match. Hogan was the champion, but thanks to a crooked referee, Andre won and became the new WWE champion. However, in a very unusual move, Andre immediately sold the world title to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. This meant that
What?
Andre the Giant was only world champion for 1 minute and 46 seconds. But that wasn't the only record that was created that night. Hogan and Andre's rematch brought in 33 million viewers, making it the most watched WWE match on TV. But that doesn't mean it's the most watched WWE match. In late 2011, The Rock returned to the ring, teaming up with John Cena in the Great One's first match in over 7 years.
This is the year 2011 with The Rock that brought me back to wrestling, bro. I hit in hiatus mid 07 to 2011. Huge gap right there. Well, not huge gap, but that's a gap right there. Then I didn't watch. I missed Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25. I had to go back and watch that. And that match was just fantastic. It was just beautiful. Beautiful match. But 2011, The Rock, he's the reason why I came back to wrestling again.
The powerhouse duo took on The Miz and R-Truth and sent them packing. With the match now on WWE's YouTube channel, it's been viewed over 250 million times, making it not just the most watched WWE match in history, but the most watched wrestling match of all time. But what about butts and seats? Which wrestling show had the highest attendance? Well, in 1995, New Japan Pro Wrestling and World Championship Wrestling, or WCW,
Real quick, him mentioning 256 million viewers, I get it. But the thing is, like, this is different, bro. YouTube, anybody got access to YouTube, man. Anybody in the world. You got a phone, you got a PC, a tab, an iPad. Like, they could watch that match anytime they want. Having 33 million viewers live in their home watching TV, that's way more impressive to me. Live, 33 million viewers, bro. Watching a rematch of Giant and Hulk Hogan. But comparing that to people being at home watching it from their phone, and they could watch it at any time, and the viewers keep going up. You could watch it right now, and the viewership keep going up. It's different to me. 33 million viewers at once, one time, live, the same night, same day. At the same time,
together in North Korea. Because of a government mandate, the event brought in 165,000 people, making it the biggest wrestling show in history. To put that in perspective, if you added up the attendance for both night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania 41, you would still be 47,620 fans short. Speaking of WrestleMania, we all know that The Undertaker holds the record for the longest undefeated streak at the event, with 21 consecutive wins. But who holds the opposite record? Well, from 1996 to 2018, Goldust competed at 12 WrestleManias and never won a single match. The guy couldn't even put Maven away. But talking about the dead man, it's not surprising that the Phenom also holds the record for the longest WWE entrance. At WrestleMania 30, The Undertaker took 7 minutes and 3 seconds to complete his entrance, setting an all-time record. To put that in perspective, The Shield had a 6-man tag team match that same night, and it lasted less than 3 minutes. But the real question is, who has the shortest WWE entrance? Well, that record is shared by Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, because they sped from the back all the way,
When these guys were a tag team, they entered the ring in under 5 seconds.
That's their entrance.
In fact, they were so quick that sometimes they would actually slide out of the ring.
Here comes another top cruiserweight.
Yeah, with a sliding activity.
Look out!
Now, this WWE wrestler
Too
holds a
fast.
pretty weird record. In 1983, Big John Studd took on Andre the Giant. During the match, Studd locked Andre in a headlock, and he held it, and held it, and held it. It started to go on so long that fans thought Andre was never going to get up. In fact, it took 8 minutes and 30 seconds before Andre finally fought out of it, which made this the longest headlock in WWE history.
I would've been
I told
pissed
you it
off.
was weird, but another wrestler made headlines for something much more costly. Back in
Classic.
2002, Stone Cold Steve Austin was frustrated with the creative direction WWE was going. This ultimately led to Stone Cold legitimately walking out of the company, and he would be gone for 8 months. Austin did eventually come back, but he probably wished he hadn't.
As a
because
sheriff.
of him quitting so abruptly, WWE fined Stone Cold $250 million, the largest fine a WWE wrestler has ever been hit with. Maybe Floyd Mayweather could have helped him out, because at WrestleMania 24, Mayweather made history. Not only did he defeat The Big Show, but Floyd also made bank. Afterward, the boxing legend was paid $20 million, the most money anyone has ever been paid for a single wrestling match. One person who could have used some of that bread was Stu Hart, because the Canadian wrestling legend holds one of the most unique records. A lot of fans know Stu Hart as the father of Bret and Owen Hart, but those weren't the only kids Stu had. In fact, Stu Hart had a total of 12 children, more than any other wrestler, and all with the same woman. That's one record, but
Wow.
Ric Flair has Stu Hart beat at another. The Nature Boy holds the record for sleeping with the most women. You're not gonna believe me when I say the number, so I'll let the Nature Boy do the talking.
How many women do you think you've been with?
Realistically, 10,000 maybe.
Flair must have an S-tier pullout game because he only ended up having 4 kids. While I can't confirm it, I'm sure
That's
Ric Flair lasted
impressive.
longer
I
than
believe
Santino
him.
Marella.
No Biscayne.
I believe him, bro. You got women just throwing themselves at you every time, bro. And with the swagger he had, bro, Ric Flair, man. Honestly, I believe it. And his pullout game, damn, and only have 4 kids out of the 10,000. I believe it, bro. I believe it. Is it possible? Hell freaking yeah, it's possible. When you got fame and fortune like that, and you got Riz, man, you could pull that off, bro.
Good Lord.
In 2009,
That's impossible. My man's this dude been in the industry for like 30 plus years. I believe it.
Santino Marella set an unbreakable record when he's eliminated from the Royal Rumble in 2 seconds. But on the other side, who has spent the most time in the Rumble? Well, in 2018, WWE held the greatest Royal Rumble.
Are you
What
gonna
made it the
count
greatest
this?
was that it had 50 entrants. The first man who entered was Daniel Bryan, and while many men came and went, Bryan stayed in there. In fact, Daniel Bryan stayed in the match for 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 5 seconds.
Are we
a
gonna-
record nobody has been able to beat. Now, here's a weird Royal Rumble record. There's only one person who has entered the same Rumble match 3 times. During the 1998 Royal Rumble, Mick Foley entered as number 1 under his Cactus Jack persona. After spending almost 10 minutes in the match though, Jack was eliminated. However, Mick Foley got a second chance when he re-entered the match at number 16 as
And he did do
Mankind.
love, too.
However, Mankind also got
I
eliminated,
think I've seen
but
this
Foley
before.
wasn't done yet. As the 28th
There you
entrant,
go.
Mrs. Foley's baby boy entered as Dude Love. Unfortunately, the third time was not the charm, and Foley once again went over the top rope. Mick couldn't escape elimination, but this wrestler went for years without taking an L. Now, WWE will tell you that Andre the Giant had the longest undefeated streak, and Hulk Hogan will tell you that he had the longest undefeated streak. But neither of these are true. So, who actually had the longest undefeated streak in WWE? From her debut on October 7, 2015 until WrestleMania 34 on April 8, 2018.
Best NXT Women's Champion of all time. Undefeated and had to vacate just to go to the main roster. Nobody was ready for Asuka. When she says that, come on, bro. She don't say that for no reason, bro. There's a reason why she
Asuka
says
was
that.
completely undefeated. The Empress of Tomorrow went 914 days without losing and won 277 matches. It's safe to say that Asuka is WWE's biggest winner. So
And you had to give her first loss to Charlotte, not of all people, of course.
who is the biggest loser? Well, from November 9th, 2016 until April 7th, 2019, Kurt Hawkins lost every match he had.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
remember
until
that.
Hawkins, along with his tag team partner Zack Ryder, won the
I remember that. It was a thing. I think they were keeping count and all that. It was like a storyline for Kurt Hawkins, like I'm gonna win this, like I've been losing, something like that. I remember this.
Raw Tag Team Championship WrestleMania
Felt bad for that
35
guy.
that Hawkins finally got a W. This gave Kurt Hawkins a losing streak of 269 matches, and that lasted 879 days. We all know in WWE though, it's not just about winning, but winning gold, and John Cena has won a lot of it. The leader of the C Nation has won 17 world championships, but someone else holds the title for most championship wins. From the time when the 24/7 championship was introduced in 2019 to when it was literally thrown away in 2022,
She can't even make it to the trash. The belt didn't even want to go to the. No, the trash didn't even want the belt. That's how trash that belt was.
Of any wrestler in the world. Now, imagine holding not one, but two WWE records before hitting puberty. This kid can say that. You see, in 2018, Braun Strowman became the #1 contender for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The only problem was, Braun didn't have a partner. Like a school essay, Strowman waited until the last minute to find someone to tag with. He asked the crowd who wanted to team with him, and he ended up picking
This
a
was
10-year-old
trash,
kid
bro.
named Nicholas.
I don't give a fuck.
Despite having zero wrestling experience, Nick and Braun won the match. This made Nicholas not only the youngest person to win a WWE match, but he also became the youngest champion in WWE history. On the other side of the age spectrum,
It was trash, but at the same time, you know, that kid, I mean, he's fucking all grown up by now. But at that time, when I was watching that live, I was like, are we really doing this? But looking at the kid's face, he was scared at the same time. But it was just like, listen, he will never forget this ever. You know, like at 10 years old, I was at WrestleMania and I won the tag. He could say that for the rest of his life, man. I ain't mad at that, but that was just like, are you kidding me, bro? Against the bar, against Sheamus and Cesaro.
who's the oldest person to ever wrestle a WWE match?
I mean,
in 2010,
what was that?
WWE hosted a special old school edition of Monday Night Raw that featured a number of wrestlers from WWE's past. Mae Young was one of the legends in attendance, and at 87 years old, she fought Layla and Michelle McCool in a no disqualification match. With a bit of help, Mae Young was able to win and set the record for the oldest person to compete in a WWE match.
People pay
now,
money
who
to
holds
see
the record
this.
for the world's tallest wrestler? I guarantee it's someone you do not know. So to find out, watch the video on screen.
People paid money to see that. What the hell, bro? That's crazy, bro. Those that made it far into this video, I appreciate you. Those that bear with me and every time I commentate. I mean, this is the reason why this is a reaction. So this is fair use. If y'all don't like it, link will be in the description. Y'all can watch it for yourselves, uninterrupted and all that. But yo, appreciate y'all. I'm gonna say it every time. Watch alongs. I am here. Fridays. 4th of July, I don't know. But Fridays, I am here. Join your boy. Every PLE, I'm here. I'll be here for Night of Champions. Join your boy. All In, All Elite Wrestling, I'll be here. Join your boy. Evolution 2, I'll be here. Join your boy, man. Watch along. Kick back, relax. Have a good time watching the PLEs and SmackDown. Be a lot of fun. You know, a lot of fun. Great conversations. What kind of reactions y'all could get out of me when something great, cool happens during the shows. And yeah, man, all that good stuff. So subscribe, hit the like button, help your boy out. Help your boy. I go by the name of Pop Junior. I fucked up my own outro. Haven't ate yet. I'm about to eat some food in a few. Holla at your boy. Appreciate you. Till next time.
Goodbye. Mwah, and good night, bang.
Peace.